Hi everybody, I think I'm live. My name is Ramzi Ghurani. I'm the managing partner of Petra Insurance Brokers. Here I am. Actually, I'm in Petra Insurance Brokers right now, and I'm happy to have this opportunity. So I thank Kishore, and I appreciate everybody that's actually come on and actually wanted to listen to what I'm talking about. And if you're on board already, thank you so much. I represent an insurance brokerage firm called Petra Insurance Brokers. And to listen to insurance could be a bit of a challenging situation. I'm going to reintroduce myself, the ones who've already heard me, as I see more people coming in to the live chat. So again, thank you, Kishore. And so I'm going to give a couple more, just another minute till I get a certain threshold of people to come in. And we'll take it from there. So I have quite a few things to discuss today, and I'm going to start off with something that's very, very important, and which is not about what is insurance. We all know what insurance is all about. The question is, why would you want to work with an insurance broker or with any company for that matter? So I'm going to touch on a bit about us, a bit about me, and a bit about business and some things that are technical in insurance, and also about business in general, my experience as a business owner within this market in Dubai during COVID especially, which was probably the most challenging time for any business owner. So thank you on board. I'm going to start now. So Petra Insurance Brokers was established back in 1966, and it's established by Mr. Adnan Ghurani, which is my father. I'm the second generation into the family business. We had started before even the UAE was called the UAE. It was just a bunch of Emirates, and before they were united. Actually, back then there was the coin was a dirham. It's called dirham, but it was branded Dubai and Qatar, which I have it on my desk here. And so, just to tell you, this gives you an idea of how old we've been in the market for, and how long we've been in this sort of market. And the values that have come into play here have basically stuck with us from day one. And back in the day, the insurance was done over a handshake, right? It was done over a handshake and a promise that we will go into a deal together, and it doesn't have to even be back then in writing, although this is important. But a handshake meant a lot, and that's basically how we kind of grew up. It's about the trust, the honoring your word, and all that. So, part of our values is being accurate, being proactive, communicating. And one of the most important ones is empathy. Without empathy, there is no business, in our opinion, especially mine. Because with empathy, you can do the right business, have people work with you, and it's humane. That's very important. Also, it's very important is resilience. One of our most important values is resilience. Without resilience, you can't move on. And resilience is when you go down, you can stand up and get it back up and keep on going. And in such a volatile market and intense, and it is a cutthroat market in the UAE, it can become very, very daunting, to say the least, in terms of how to navigate through the business challenges here. And this is not just on the insurance part, it's about any business. Resilience is everything. And what is the goal here? Why am I even in business here for? Is it to make money? Money is very important, 100%. No denying that. But anybody can make money. Money is easy to make, actually. Depending on how much, though, money is easy to make. But for me, what's important is the legacy. The legacy to continue what we've started. And also, not just the previous generation's legacy, which is my father's and the partners here, but also the legacy of myself, that I'm creating for myself, and what Petra can do for the legacy of my staff, which we call them the Petra Insurance family. So why is that important to me? Because we are trying to do something that is humane and do something that is that makes a difference in people's lives, especially the people that work with us and our stakeholders, including clients. I'll give a quick example of a good case that happened recently. This is as recent as 2-3 weeks ago, which I mentioned it before on my LinkedIn, which was a lady who had just recovered from cancer, alhamdulillah, and the insurance costs for medical insurance are quite high, especially if it's a comprehensive plan. And that's what she wanted, and that's what we recommend. And it was an individual plan, and the premium was over 120,000, something like that. And we had been looking at the market, trying to negotiate and trying to find the right plan for her. And the plan, was that amount. And we had searched about 20-25 companies because we wanted to make sure that she's got full clarity. When we first spoke to her, we told her this is going to be a difficult case. It definitely will not be a low premium insurance. It's going to be very high, but at least you know that you're not getting ripped off. You're getting the right information, and that's the most important thing that we want to give to people is clarity. And that's our promise for each and every client is clarity. And especially with insurance, because insurance can be very complicated and people aren't interested in getting to the nitty-gritty of insurance. So she was convinced and she was happy with the fact that she got the final results in terms of what is the real deal for insurance for her in Dubai. It was quite high, and partnering with the insurance company, we were able to get her a super special deal, which is that premium, and we managed to get a slight discount from that, and over 8 payments over 8 months, which I've never seen before. And this is what we do. This is what we've done. This is the work of our team and the trust from the client. And this is something that I don't know many insurance brokers have done so far. I'm sure it is done or tried to, but we've been able to get it done. This is the first time I've seen this. So that just gives you an indication of the kind of work that we do. This is only a couple weeks ago. And we've been doing this kind of work, this kind of hands-on, empathetic work, if you will, over the past 55 years, which is why we've had clients that have been with us since the onset, which is from the 70s, are sticking with us to this day. And in such a market that's up and down, if you will, that's difficult. But that's why resilience is very important. Resilience is maintained with a combination of empathy, which allows us to continue to grow and grow and grow. And even in tough times, maybe, like what we're going through right now, where the market is a bit slow and lower than usual, what we'd like, this is what allows us to wake up in the morning and have a purpose in what we're doing. That's my purpose, and that's the purpose that we try and put onto and I transfer onto others, especially in the organization. And I believe that we are an insurance broker that honors its word, and we do the right thing over and over as much as we can. And the great thing about it during COVID, especially during the lockdown, we were able to work from home and seamlessly and get things done in the right way. And to the point where the proof is in the Google ratings, which we had the most amount of Google ratings out of 5 over the COVID period, if you will. And that shows you something. That shows that clients, corporates and personal, different nationalities, were appreciating the work because they understood that this was an abnormal situation working from home. And we got the most amount of referrals at one time during COVID, because I believe that other insurance brokers weren't able to service clients in the right way. One of the best 5-star reviews was in the middle of March, end of March, April, just when the lockdowns were starting. The client said specifically that we did not feel a difference in turnaround time. And that was something that I'm very proud of. On our Instagram, and I would like to just plug in, since I have the opportunity right now, plug in our social media. So please, on Facebook, please follow us on Petra Insurance Brokers UAE on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, Petra Insurance UAE. And if you go to our story on Instagram, and I guess on Facebook as well, you'll see the latest 5-star review for one of our members here, which is Afrin. So, and there was I had to put her in because she was the last person that was mentioned in the 5-star reviews. where one client, very specific client in terms of details and on time, it's one of those, and that's totally well and good. To get a 5-star review from this particular client was something that I valued, and it's something that we have been able to do for the past while, and it's actually escalated during tough times. And that should tell you why I believe, from a service perspective, we're the best. So our rating right now on Google, and you can search us on Google as well, we are 4.9, and which is as close to a 5 as possible, I guess. And of course, it bothers me that we're not 5 out of 5, but 4.9 is as close as possible. And the reason why we're able to do that is because we're able to provide layered advice. It's not just the best quote. When I say best quote, it's not just about the lowest price. It's about moreover the best value for money recommendation. So the idea is that it's not about what is the best premium or the best benefits. It's about what is the best benefits at the lowest premium there. And that's a big deal in terms of recommending, because at the end of the day, people want to know that they're getting the right advice without even worrying about that they're getting ripped off. And this is very critical. This is how we have a very unique process, if you will, that we educate and have our staff, members of the family at Petra, to communicate to the team. And once this is perfected, clients are able to make the right decision. And this is what we do. So it's a layered advice, not just about premium, it's about the benefits, it's about turnaround time. If there's a claim, how quick would the claim be, and all that stuff, whether they're living in the UAE, in Dubai, or if they're living in Abu Dhabi or Sharjah, and all these things. Everything comes into play when we give advice, and I'm very, very proud of that. So again, go to our Instagram, go to our Facebook, and our LinkedIn, and you can also add me on LinkedIn as Ramzi Ghurani, so we can connect there as well. We do other things we're proud of is classic cars. For example, we have a very good tie-up with an insurance company on classic cars, and that's something that we've done quite a few clients on. So this was before just a third-party liability that you can get classic cars on, but we're actually able to provide insurance for comprehensive insurance for classic cars. So that's some of the stuff that we do. High-value supercars, we get beautiful rates on it. We have tie-ups and negotiations. We've negotiated well with insurance companies to give you that added premium, because it's going to be expensive. That's when premium really comes into play, and all that. So for me, the way it works is that there is no. We always have a solution. There's always a way. If you give us an opportunity, meaning proper time, proper information, complete information, we can get anything you want when it comes to service, it comes to premium, comes to the policy itself. And that's something that I'm very confident in, and then it's something that we've actually been able to perform over and over again. So one of the things in medical insurance, which is always a hot topic, of course, is we have in the UAE, there's over 9,000 insurance plans available, and that is quite daunting in terms of having that many insurance options, right? And they're all different in some ways. That's exactly what we come into play. We just find out exactly what is it that you guys need as clients, whether it's corporate or individual. There's a specific set of questions, and we're able to target think of a funnel from 9,000 plus to, let's say, we can target it down to 30, to 5, and to 1 recommendation. Maybe there's a backup recommendation in case. If you don't believe me, just go on our reviews and check it out, and you'll see what I mean. And we're obviously going to continue to advance. And one of those is advancing is through technology. And this is internal right now. We have a very state-of-the-art solution for our insurance products. I'm not going to give too much information at this point in time, When the time is right, I will communicate this. But we have a solution where you can get, honestly, with one click, 70 plus different insurance options within 3 seconds. That's depending on your speed, your Wi-Fi speed. So this is exactly what we do, and this is part of the reasons why we are growing. And in such a challenging market, it is very important to be on point, to be humane, to give empathy and have proper resilience, and to continue on that path, and always know that why are we getting up in the morning to go to work, or if you're working from home, getting up in the morning and just, I guess, staying home and opening up your laptop or whatever. It's the values that we just discussed earlier. So a couple other things I would like to discuss, which is a couple of the insurance stuff that we do as well, and then also what we recommend for new businesses and for old businesses as well. So we have a couple of recommendations there. So we've also worked on a portal for different insurance platforms, one of them being home insurance. And so we're able to provide home insurance quotes from top-end insurance providers, also within 1 minute from the first instance of the journey till the client says click, and that's currently being developed and will be launched in sometime in the near future. And that's something I'm very happy about. And also at this point in time, we have a wonderful product that is going to be revolutionary here in the UAE, which is paying insurance over 12 installments. Yes, you heard me right, 12 installments. I haven't yet launched it yet. We're working on the marketing material. But if you're a corporate client that has premiums of above 200,000 dirhams, we're able to provide installments over 12 months. There will be a credit check, of course, with our partner. But with this credit check, we're able to provide the installments, and this is something that is beautiful for cash flow. So let's say you have a property insurance for 250,000 dirhams or 300,000 dirhams. That's what you would come to us. We'd say, okay, maybe you can't pay the premium over one time or two times, but you can, but you choose not to. You're able to provide insurance we're able to provide that option of insurance installments over 12 months, with an interest rate. But these are unique solutions that is with us, that is exclusive with us at this point in time with Petra. So just to give you an idea of what we do, there is always a solution with us. We want people to believe in us even more and work with us. We don't like the robot approach. We prefer when we work as a partnership and grow together. And this is how it's always been from day one, from back in the 60s. So what insurance recommendations we can give for startups? Besides the basic stuff, which is medical insurance and liability, which is also very important, I would recommend first and foremost is to double check with the insurance broker, and we're here to help with that, in terms of what is the business all about and how do you want to grow as a startup over the next few years. Because there are some things that you have to worry about from a cost perspective, but also you should know what is to be coming up from an insurance perspective later on. So you're well prepared with a budget. Insurance should not be a tedious task or should not be a burden to budget for. It needs to be something that is part of the business. Just like you pay rents, it has to be part of the budget on a yearly basis. And then also manage your risk when there's things that are not insurable or could be insurable, but you reduce the risk yourself to reduce the premium. That's very important. I'll give you an example of a non-business insurance, which is life insurance. You reduce your risk of any kind of medical issues if you don't smoke. But if you do smoke, the premium is higher as a cost of insurance. So when you don't smoke, and this is an example of lifestyle, you're managing your risk, right? And that's the same idea. And so when you manage your risk like that, you lower the premium. When you are not managing your risk, the premium will increase. This is how it is. And the same thing goes with insurance that has nothing to do with your life, with other insurance. So that's something to understand from a client's perspective. Startups and business that have been established is to do a risk management profile, risk management assessment. It's something that we can do, and we can do that very well, because what we do is when we offer the premium and the benefits, it's not just about when you close a deal or when you finish the insurance policy in terms of closing an insurance policy. We think about what happens in time of claim. Is this policy, when activated, will it give the client the proper protection at the right time? Meaning, will the money be provided if the policy is being done and all the conditions are there and the client's fulfilling those conditions? Will the insurance be covered? Will the claim be covered from this insurance policy? And that's what we basically recommend our insurance recommendations. This is very important. There's been many times clients have been affected by this, by just simply expecting everything will be covered. Mis-selling happens. Clients think that, okay, everything is covered and no issues whatsoever. This is wrong. There's no such thing as everything is covered, ever. However, I do ask the clients and business owners or whoever to ask, is this covered or not? Do it in writing. Let us answer those specific questions for you. It helps us to advise you better if there's specific needs that you need to be accounted for. Let me give you a funny story from a few years ago, back in 2014 or 2015. True story. We have a client that stores luxury cars. And this client had property insurance. So we're closing the deal and all that stuff, and it was all well done and good. There's one question left. He's like, if a mouse, true story, if a mouse came and chewed the gearbox of these luxury cars, is that covered under the property insurance? So the person had the property all risk insurance, and in those cars, it's part of their property if you have, or it's called insurable interest. If there's a contract with the owner that they've taken, guardianship of these cars while they're in this storage or garage. We went to the insurance company perplexed, asking this question: is mice, if they bite the gearbox, are they covered? Because the guy was saying, the client was telling me that each gearbox would cost about 30,000 dirhams, which is quite expensive. So we emailed that out, full confidence, got an email back, and the insurance company said to us, the active rodents are covered under this policy, which was quite hilarious. And the main thing is that the wording was interesting, because when you have property all risk insurance, it means all risk unless it's excluded. So the exclusions are the key. And it wasn't in the exclusions, and we had to just get it reconfirmed, and it was covered. Now, there were no claims from any mice or rats, but at least we know that level of detail is there. And so that's basically what how we go into the details, and which is why it allows clients of ours to stick with us, and it makes the job, although a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and God bless the team for all the pressure and dealing on that day-to-day basis with insurance companies and clients and all that. It is a journey that continues onwards, and there isn't one boring day in the field of insurance. There just isn't. And this is part of the job that basically you have to look at yourself. You're coming into a drama TV show, working here, and it is not a boring thing at all. It's a very exciting thing, and there's a new story every single day. There's information that's only confidential to you, and this confidentiality, you would honor it throughout everything, and that's a trust that we build throughout the years. and that's basically what we're all about. And I guess the major impact that we have are, we want people to win in business. We want people to win in their lives. When you're financially strapped, when you're financially, you get affected by a claim, it's a problem. It's a problem to recover. It affects you psychologically. They say money isn't everything, but it sort of is, just like your health is everything. And, money is important because if you have stress, you're not able to provide for yourself or for others that rely on you. This is something that, we're able to alleviate by paying a portion of what the risk could be. I will answer one quick question that I just got in front of me, which is, what factors do companies look for risk assessment in tech startup companies? So the tech startup, technology is technology. But what is the business in technology? What is the offering in technology? What is the product or the service provided? And that's the risk in itself. There's always a risk in the transaction. Is a transaction done in the way that it needs to be done? And meaning, is the product or service done as per what has been agreed on contractually? A contract could be a big contract, it could be a small contract, but it's a contract. Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it a service where there's advice given? And that's where, for example, you have, liability insurance on the advice given, which is called professional indemnity. Maybe it's a product. If it's a product, there could be a product liability. So if the tech startups and of course there's money involved, payment gateways, confidential information. It's not an insurance thing, but it could be. But the tech startups, of course, now that's the product and service part. But how about the cyber liability part, right? If you're in tech, you have data, you are susceptible to a hack, malware, ransomware. And that's where cybersecurity comes in. Cyber liability insurance. If there's a ransom, it will be covered, and all that. So this is something that is there in terms of what is could be covered. So that's a very good question. This is from Rahul for NFTs. NFTs are the biggest thing happening right now. It's up and coming, and of course it's crypto. The crypto market for insurance is extremely unsophisticated. There isn't an active product right now, but when you insure digital art, it's like insuring real art. When I say real tangible art, it's about the perception. The issue with that is that, can it be valued? Can digital art be valued by a person that is licensed to and recognized to value or evaluate the cost or the value of such art, digital art, NFTs? We are able to assess the value of a Rembrandt or a Van Gogh. That's easy. A watch. But are there enough tools to value NFTs and art that is digital? That's the key. It's not about what you spend on it. It's about what is the actual value based on a professional body. That's why it's still not sophisticated at this point. I'm sure if we looked into that, we can find a solution somewhere in the world. So that's a very good question. Thank you, Rahul. So, and that's the thing. We're able to provide all these answers, and all these could be a discussion point. And that's where we're at, and this is what we do. If there's any questions, please ask. I'm here. I'm happy to help and answer any questions whatsoever. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. And if you want, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Ramzi Ghurani. I think my name is there. It's spelled that way. So please add me on LinkedIn. Please do follow our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. So I look forward to connecting with you. And again, please reach out if there's anything at all. This is a very interesting topic all the time. Thank you so much, Kishore, for giving me this time and space. I hope it was interesting. I hope it wasn't just another boring insurance thing. And I look forward to speaking and connecting with you all at a later stage. Have a good day. Take care. Thank you very much.